Ruth Charette is a retired chef and skilled forager with an intimate understanding of the wildlife of New Brunswick.
I've been picking and eating plants since I was a kid. My dad loved to fish, and whenever we went fishing, he had a Ganong's candy tin, the billy can, and we would always make either spruce tea or fir tea or something, pine needle tea in a boil up. We have really shrunken our diversity of plant material that we eat every year. At one point, I do believe we ate probably 2,000 different plants in season, through the seasons, and seeds, grains. Now, we probably do really well to eat 20 different types. So in commercial food production, many of the micronutrients have been lost just by virtue of the plant breeding to be bigger, faster, all those kinds of things. Whereas, I mean, some small plants take a long time to grow, but they're collecting from the soil all these lovely little micronutrients that we really, really do need in our bodies. Not in huge quantities by any means, but on probably a yearly basis, perhaps a seasonal basis, we do need little bits of them. Today I'm just going to make a very simple stir fry, just exploring the tastes of spring. Pick burdock, we'll pick some cattail roots, dandelion, whatever else we can find in terms of green would be nice. So one of the first things to pick in the spring is coltsfoot. First flower of the spring, bees adore it. The taste is somewhere between a fiddlehead and asparagus. Coltsfoot likes disturbed ground, gravelly soil, poor soil, mucky wet conditions sometimes. It's often found beside springs and hillsides like this. So when picking coltsfoot, you just pinch and you're looking for the flowers that are just starting to open, maybe even some buds. And they also get sort of tatty after a day so that you can see the ones that have gone past where you'd like to pick them. So the next part of our stir fry is burdock root. Again, a really nice spring food. What you're looking for is not this, but it'll help you find the burdock, you know, because you can see it from further away. This is the second year's plant and it's finished. You'll see that there is no root left on this, it's all rotted away. This is what you're looking for when you're looking for burdock, is that little pretty rosette, you know, that's just starting to come up out of the ground. Everybody should eat burdock root at least once a year. It contains inulin, which is a precursor to your body's gut biota. So it's feeding the biota in your gut. So as you can see, there's so much more below ground than above at this point. And this is just a small portion of the root. And this is the skin that you're going to take off before you eat it. Next thing up for our stir fry is dandelion. Do not pick it by roadsides, and make sure if you do pick it that you're not picking it in an area where somebody has sprayed pesticides or, you know, something to get rid of the dandelions, that kind of thing. Very easy to identify. Once again, it comes up as a rosette, you know, and it's lovely and green. You want to eat it before it flowers because it does become more bitter. It is a bitter green anyway. So the last part of our stir fry to collect are cattail roots. But the only thing you're going to get out of a cattail this time of year. They're easy to find, they're found in wetland, the roots are always in muck. So you can start in the spring eating the root. Oh. And before I put it anywhere near my basket, I'm going to take it to the river and give it a wash. There, much better. Another incarnation of mine, I used to have a vegetarian restaurant about 25 years ago. It was really fun. So the first thing we need to do is take this tough rind off the burdock and probably give it just, you know, maybe one more swizzle because it's a little bit dirty still. You're going to cut right around the dirt line there. So I usually just take the ends off just because they will have sucked up a little bit of dirt. And anything that looks discolored. So next up is a bit of cattail root, which once again we're going to peel. And I almost think you have to do this with a knife as opposed to trying to scrape it off. It's really quite bland, and it's going to do more to thicken. I'm going to take the dandelion greens and the colt's foot, and we'll put them all together, put them in a pan with a little butter and salt and pepper, and stir fry them. So first I'm just going to put a carefully measured amount of butter in the pan, a little pepper, a little salt, so that you get a sense of what the things really taste like. I'm not going to add sesame oil or anything like that. And I had the tail end of last year's chanterelles frozen, and so I've added that as well. They came from just down the road, so they're pretty local. And now it's done. Didn't take very long. Yum. The flavor profiles of wild food is always unique and interesting. Matter of fact, if you pick something in one part of the country and then go to another part of the country, it'll taste quite different because there are nutrients in the soil that would be very different from place to place. It's wonderful to go traipsing around in the woods either by yourself or, you know, with a foraging partner, and collect things and look at things and explore, and all the little fairy caves that you get to see, and the undersides of roots and rocks and little streams and all those kinds of things. It's very uplifting.